Hi guys, so this is lesson 3.3, proving parallel lines. So in this lesson, you'll be able to determine whether two lines are parallel. So it's very similar to the last lesson. So let's start here. So for example, you have corresponding angles converse. So if two lines are cut by transversal, so the corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines are congruent. So it's opposite now. So if the corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. Before, in the properties of parallel lines, we said if they are parallel, then the corresponding angles are congruent. So we just switch the if and the then. So now if you're saying if corresponding angles are congruent, then lines are parallel. So over here, for example, let's do this. Angle 1 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. So if they're congruent, then these lines are going to be parallel. So I'm going to give you one example. Angle 1 is congruent to angle 5. But there's so many of them, right? So if angle 2 is congruent to angle 6, that would work too. 4 and 8 would work too. 3 and 7 would work as well. So again, there are multiple answers. I'm just giving you one example. The next one is alternate interior angle converse. The same thing. If alternate interior angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. So we're trying to prove that the lines are parallel, right? So one pair of alternate interior from this picture is 3 and 5. So I'm just going to say angle 3 is congruent to angle 5. Or there's another one. Just because this doesn't have as many, we can just try it. If you see 4 and 6. So if angle 4 is congruent to angle 6, then it is also parallel lines. So now we're doing alternate exterior angles. Alternate exterior angles. So alternate exterior angles, let's see which one we have. We have 1 and angle 1 is congruent to angle 7. So again, if in a picture, if I say angle 1 and angle 7 are congruent, then we know that the lines are parallel. Same thing, angle 2 is congruent to angle 8. So if we know angle 2 and angle 8 are congruent, then we know the lines are parallel. And the last one is consecutive interior angle. So consecutive interior angle is the same thing as same side interior. So over here from the picture, same thing, the relationship is not, sorry, this time the relationship is not congruent. It has to be supplementary. So angle 4 plus angle 5 has to equal 180. If they equal 180, then we know it is parallel. Same thing. If angle 3 and angle 6 add up to 180, then we know it is parallel. So again, this is slightly different. So let's try example 1. So you have angle 4, angle 2 and angle 4. So this is the line that connects them. That's the transversal. So what's the relationship between angle 2 and 4? So it seems that angle 2 and angle 4 are corresponding angles, right? So if corresponding angles are congruent, so we're going to use corresponding I'm trying to write with my hand, so sorry about that. Angle converse. So what line does this cut, right? So this is the line, and it's going through two lines. It's going through C, and it's going through D. So so line C is not parallel to line D. So let's try the next one. We have 5 and 10. 5 and 10. The line that cuts it is this line. So 5 and 10, what is the relationship between 5 and 10? Well, 5 and 10 are alternate interior angles. So if they're congruent, it's going to be alternate interior converse. I can't fit it in with my handwriting, so I'm just going to write alternate interior. And we know it's converse because it's telling us over here. And what line? So let's see. It's cutting lines A and B. So A is parallel to B. Let's try the next one. So 6 plus 10 equals 180. So 6 and 10. So what is their relationship? So this is the line cutting it. Their relationship is consecutive interior or same side interior, whichever you choose to say. So that is consecutive interior. And we know it's cutting line A and B. So A is parallel to B again. So I hope like this is not, it's you already know the relationships, so this shouldn't be that different. So let's try again. You have angle 1 is congruent to angle 14. So that is getting cut by this. Sorry, that wasn't the perfect line. So that is alternate exterior. And the line that's it's cutting is again A and B. So A is going to be parallel to B. Next one, angle 14 and 15. So 14 and 15, they're not equal. They are 180. They're supplementary. And this is the line that's cutting them. This is the transversal. So this looks like they're inside these two lines. So they're inside these two lines and they're on the same side. So it is consecutive interior. Sorry, it's an E. It's really hard writing with your finger. Consecutive interior. And it is the lines cutting angles C and D. So the last one's a little bit more tough, just because think about it. Let's see. Angle 11 and 16. They're not corresponding. They're not alternate interior. They're not alternate exterior. And they are not consecutive interior. It has to be one of those fours. So these are vertical angles. Vertical angles is not one of the reasons. So vertical angle is not one of the reasons to prove lines parallel. So you do not have enough information for this. So I would just write not enough information. It has to be one of the four reasons. And I'm just going to blank this out. So vertical angles is not one of the reasons. So make sure you're not using that. So let's try the next one. So this one we're going to use algebra in. So now I'm telling you, so it's asking for which value of x does it make those two lines parallel. So you guys did really good on the quizzes. So think about it this way. So you have this and you have this angle. They're same side interior. What do we know about same side interior? Same side interior is supplementary. So together, to make it parallel, they have to equal 180. So let's find x. So 2x plus 120 equals 180. Going to subtract 120. So 2x equals 60. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X is equal to 30. So when x is 30, they can be parallel. And again, if you want to check, like if your number is check, always check it. Always plug it in. So 2 times 30 is 60. 60 plus 9 is 69. And do they make 180? Yes, they do. Let's try this one. So example 2b, you have, this angle and this angle. They are corresponding angles. So we have to find W. So we know corresponding angles have to be equal for the lines to be parallel. Oh, sorry. So add 2, let's just solve it. 3W equals 57. Divide by 3, divide by 3. So it goes in ones, 27, 19, I believe. And again, check it again. Check your math again. So we are going to do 3 times 19 minus 2. Let's see what 3 times 19 is. 3 times 19 gives you 57. 57 minus 2 is 55. Good. So this is 55. So it's always good to check your work. Awesome. So they both equal 180. Sorry, they both equal each other because it is corresponding. All right, so last thing is proofs. So the first reason is always given, right? So from the first to second, so over here, you have 4, you have 5. The word supplementary changed to 180. So when the word supplementary changes to 180, it is definition of supplementary angles. Because the definition of supplementary is it's equal to 180. So now we're trying to find why lines are parallel. So when we're trying to prove lines are parallel, we are trying to prove what converse we're going to use. So it says 4, angle 4, and angle 5 are 180. So when they're 180, we're using consecutive interior converse. So the reason, because they're 180, the lines are going to be parallel because of consecutive angle converse. Again, make sure whenever you're proving lines, you use the word converse because converse is used to prove it. So it's basically saying because they equal 180, that is why the lines are parallel. So that was pretty simple. Let's try the next one. So it says angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. So let's see. Right? So angle 1 and angle 2 form a linear pair. So the next thing is angle 1 is the same, angle 2 is the same. The word linear pair turns into supplementary. So the word linear pair turns into supplementary. So that, if you remember, is the supplement theorem. So the next one is angle 1 and angle 4 are supplementary. So again, that's right there. So that's given to us. Next one, it says angle 2 and angle 4 are congruent. So angle, we know that angle 2, so this is always good to draw, so we know the relationship for the proving. So angle 2 and angle 4 are congruent. So if you think about it, look, angle 1 is in both of them. Because angle 1 is both of them, these have to be the same. If they're both supplementary to 1, they have to be the same angle measure. So that is congruence of supplement theorem. Sorry, that's not like pretty. And the last one, well, we know angle 2 and 4 are congruent. If angle 2 and 4 are congruent, what's the relationship between them? The lines are going to be parallel. They're corresponding, so it's corresponding angle converse. Okay, so this is all for this lesson.